Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here. And about an hour ago, Cuomo wrapped up another one of his press conferences. They're not daily, but don't worry, you're going to get your fill of Andrew Cuomo. And I got to tell you, I'm extremely worried not only about my state, but my country. And this one was really alarming. We're going to get into how he said that Trump needs to sign an executive order demanding masks be worn nationwide. You know who else said that? Joe Biden. For all the times this man says, the facts aren't the facts, but these are the facts, and then he says this isn't political. Boy, it sounds really political right now. Really political. We'll get to that and much, much more. I want to remind everybody to thumbs this video up, subscribe and share, join the Burmis Brigade. Remember, we're fully demonetized here. What I'm about to tell you is harmful content, apparently. I'm going to try to remain as calm as possible, but I got to tell you, I got visibly upset and angry. Visibly upset and angry while I was watching this. In fact, I usually play clips. I can't hear his voice. I can't hear it. This was, again, one of those cartoon-level moments in this whole fiasco. If you're looking behind me and you see a mountain with a 42 on top, or you checked out the thumbnail, during the middle of his press conference, before he takes questions, he proudly unveils what is supposedly some kind of a replica of Mount Marcy to the proportion of the mountain that we climbed, and how he doesn't want to climb that mountain again. So let's start off with his threats. He's now saying that indoor dining has become such a hazard and a threat, he may repeal it statewide or impose further draconian, impossible restrictions. What? What? How is that even possible? You've already crippled the actual real middle class to upper middle class businessman in this. You did it. You did it. And now you not only want them to operate in impossible circumstances at less than 50% capacity, but on Wednesday you're going to make that decision. Let me ask you something. When we're talking about restaurants, sometimes we're talking about a capacity of something 30, 40, 50 people, okay? Sometimes you got bigger, a couple hundred, right? Maybe even 300. If they're doing that with restaurants, he's making those announcements now, okay? And just to come back right now to a private college in New York, which he hasn't guaranteed, you have to sign a social compact. University of Tennessee has already mandated the flu vaccine, even though this is not the flu, and then any vaccine that comes in, and they've protected themselves from any kind of lawsuits. Here's the rub, okay? Number one, you're going to sell your soul away if you want to go to college this year, anywhere in New York. You're going to sell your soul away to the state, to a gangster sitting up there smirking in front of a mountain, okay, and his authoritarian buddies. That's one. It's completely ludicrous, completely dangerous. But then, more than likely, the vast majority of you are going to be learning online as they reimagine education. Okay? Blowing my mind here. So then he starts talking about counties going bankrupt, like it's all going to be okay. And when he gets asked the question. And he's like, well, we had this county. New York City was bankrupt in the 70s. And, Erie County was almost on the verge of bankruptcy at some points. And it's the state's job to bail them out. 2 months ago, Cuomo, you were on television every single day saying you were about to cut 20% of health care, 20% of law enforcement, okay, and 20% of education across the state if you didn't get $61 billion. And you said you would need more increasingly. You're not getting that federal help unless we're starting to really play politics and push the Biden narrative, which it seems to be, right? I mean, a lot of people have said, Biden is a placeholder for his vice president. There's also the theory out there they want to move Andrew Cuomo in. I mean, Andrew Cuomo will do a much better job debating Trump, but the facts aren't the facts until the facts are the facts, right, Andrew? So, as you can see, I'm really worried for my state and the country. 19 million people. Remember, we talked about this. The New York State Bar Association wants to mandate an unproven vaccine for this thing. 19 million people. And he keeps talking about clusters. And, New York City's doing great, but Montgomery County got hit with a cluster. Now, that one hits home to me because Montgomery County is where I went to high school. Okay, I went to high school in a place called Fort Plain. Very, very small community all the way around in Montgomery County. I mean, very rural. And I believe it was a tin factory or something like that where they said that 75 out of like 500 tested positive. And now the fear is on. There were a lot of people in that area fighting it, by the way, that weren't enforcing like local law enforcement should. According to Cuomo, something he reiterated again and again and again at this press conference. People should be frightened. And, I know he's smiling. Let's just skip. Yeah, I can't hear his voice, but he's so slick. Well, you see, I'm going to do what I want anyway. That's what we do. You got to wear a mask. Put a mask on. Look how proud he is when he's showing this. Let's see if we can get right there. Oh, he's so happy. Hey, we did it. We did it. That was the mountain. We're tough. We're New York tough. We're smart. We're united. No. He also lied. And he said 95% of people want to wear a mask. He threw that out today. 95. It's the other 5% we've got to really worry about. No. And again, he wants an executive order directing every single human being that is in a public place to wear a mask. You want to wear your slave mask? Huh? Do you? I'm getting, this is over the top to me. I mean, this guy, he talks about it not being politics again, but I'll repeat myself. What else is this? What else is this? I'm not sick. We haven't seen any proof of asymptomatic spread yet. Okay? And he keeps, the other big one he keeps propagating is these clusters, is that, well, we had somebody come up from Florida, the new demon state, right? And they infected people at a graduation, and now, I don't know about these gatherings. He smiled at you. It's the same people that will defend this type of behavior that not only will shame me now for not wearing a mask, but in the very beginning, they said, just listen to him. He said, 2 weeks. 2 weeks, we got to stay home. No big deal. It's 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Where are we now? We are on the road to a complete evisceration of not only the New York economy, but the global economy in general on behalf of a predator class. When I told you from the beginning, when it started clamping down worldwide that this was a global transformative event, you better believe it. This guy up there also said that he was going to put out metrics now for each state so he knows which ones are on the list. If I go visit a state that's on the list, I'm supposed to come back, quarantine myself for 14 days, or face a fine of up to $10,000. What? I haven't taken a dime of your COVID money. Not a dime. I've never taken your COVID money. And when I say your COVID money, it's what? Your UBI, your support money. Because that's what this is. Universal Basic Income time. And I've never even taken unemployment in my life. I found a job. I know that shocks people. 40-year-old man. I'm not perfect. Okay? But I've never done that. Because I don't want to be on your teat. I don't want to be sucking on the teat of Cuomo, the pierced teat of Cuomo, not this guy. Oh, I think that's about all I got for you guys. Thumbs the video up, subscribe, and share. Again, remember, man, we're fully demonetized here. We're close to the end of the month. I really want to be gone in 2 days. I'm looking at now maybe outside of Cleveland to start instead of Dayton because it's a little bit shorter. I get there in like 6 hours. See what the communities are like outside of there. But then, I got to really look at this cluster information from the Stasi, the contact trace force, the reimagination of New York with Michael Bloomberg, Bill and Melinda Gates, and let's not leave out Eric Schmidt. The guy that wants to, I don't know, reshape the future of people, nations, and businesses. That guy? Yeah, no big deal. Cleveland rocks, huh? I see that in the comments. So again, guys, thumbs the video up. Join the Burmese Brigade. We're almost at 55,000. If we actually got to 55,000 today, which it could happen, maybe we'll do an Ask Me Anything. I do Mixed Martial Mindset with John Fitch this evening at 6 p.m. Eastern. Make sure to check that out. All my documentary films are free. Loose Change, Final Cut, Fabled Enemies, Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined, and Shade the Motion Picture. Check me out over at Rockfin, a platform with people like Ben Askren, Jimmy Dore, Kim Iverson, Nico House. Tinfoil hats over there these days, guys. The Convo Couch, Graham Elwood, Ron Placone, and so many others. Also on Minds. Absolutely love you guys. See you on the flip side.